Hello, my dear students. Our topic for today is about fruit and tree crop production. Okay, so we have here the outcomes. First, explain the importance of planting fruit-bearing trees. Second, explain the factors affecting the growth of fruit trees. Before we proceed to our proper lesson, let us have first our activity 1, which is the jumbled letters. What you're going to do is you're going to rearrange the jumbled letters to form words that are essential to the topic for today. So we have here the 10 jumbled letters. Okay, you may pause this video in order for you to answer these jumbled letters. Okay, so assuming that you have already answered the jumbled letters, let us have check if you got the correct answer. Okay, number 1 answer is planting. Number 2 is site selection. Number 3 is crop selection. Number 4 is harvesting. Number 5 is adaptability. Number 6 is cuttings. Number 7 is ghost. Number 8 is layering. Number 9 is grafting. Number 10 is source. Okay, so have you got the correct answer, my dear students? Okay, very good. So now let's proceed. Fruit and tree crop production is the cultivation of fruit and nut trees for commercial purposes. This type of agriculture involves the growing, harvesting, and marketing of a wide range of tree crops such as apples, oranges, cherries, almonds, and walnuts. The production of fruit and tree crops requires careful planning and management. Some of the key factors that need to be considered when establishing a fruit and tree crop production operation includes first is site selection. The selection of a suitable site is critical for the success of any fruit and tree crop production operation. Crop selection. The selection of appropriate crops is also important. Different tree crops have different soil and climate requirements. Some crops are more suited to certain regions or soil types than others. Growers should select crops that are well adapted to their specific growing conditions. Another is planting. The planting of fruit and tree crops requires careful planning and preparation. The timing and spacing of trees as well as the method of planting are all critical factors that need to be considered. Another is management. Proper management practices are essential to ensure the health and productivity of fruit and tree crops. This includes the regular application of fertilizer, irrigation, pest control, and pruning. Another is harvesting. The timing of the harvest is critical to the quality of the fruit and tree crops. Different crops have different harvest times, and growers need to be prepared to harvest at the appropriate time. Another is selecting good planting materials is crucial for the success of any crop production system. Here are some factors to consider when selecting planting materials for your crop. First is source. Make sure to obtain your planting materials from a reputable source. This can be a nursery or a seed supplier that has a good track record of providing high-quality planting materials. Another is the quality. Look for planting materials that are of high quality. This includes seeds, seedlings, saplings, or cuttings that are disease-free, uniform, and genetically pure. Inspect the materials before buying to ensure that they are healthy and free from pests and diseases. Another is adaptability. Select planting materials that are well adapted to the local growing conditions. This includes soil type, climate, and other environmental factors. Another is performance. Consider the performance of the planting materials in terms of yield, quality, and resistance to pests and diseases. Cost. The cost of planting materials is an important consideration. While it is important to invest in high-quality planting materials, it is also important to stay within your budget. Another po is planting propagation, to the process of creating new plants from existing ones. These are several different methods of plant propagation, including: first is seed propagation. Seeds are the most common method of plant propagation. Seeds can be collected from existing plants or purchased from a seed supplier. Another is cuttings. Cuttings involve taking a section of a plant stem or branch and rooting it to create a new plant. There are several types of cuttings, including stem cuttings, leaf cuttings, and root cuttings. Another is layering. Layering involves taking a branch of a plant and bending it to the ground. The branch is then covered with soil or a growing medium, and a new plant grows from the buried section of the branch. Another is grafting. Grafting involves joining two plants together so that they grow as a single plant. This is often done to combine the desirable traits of two different plant varieties. Another is tissue culture. Tissue culture is a laboratory-based method of plant propagation that involves growing plant cells in a sterile environment. This method is often used to produce large numbers of plants that are genetically identical to the parent plant. Another is division. Division involves dividing an existing plant into multiple parts, each of which can grow into a new plant. This method is commonly used for plants that grow in clumps, such as ornamental grasses. Another is germinating. Seeds of fruit trees and tree crops requires careful attention and specific techniques. Here are some methods of germinating seeds of fruit trees and tree crops. First is the direct sowing. This method involves planting the seeds directly into the soil in the field where the tree will grow. This is a common method for crops like nuts, avocados, and citrus. Another is pre-germination. This method involves soaking the seeds in water for several hours or days until they begin to germinate. Once the seed have started to sprout, they can be planted in soil or growing medium. Another is stratification. This method involves exposing the seeds to a period of cold temperature to simulate winter conditions. This is commonly used for tree crops like apples, cherries, and walnuts, which require a cold period before they will germinate. Another is scarification. Some seeds have a hard outer coating that can prevent germination. Scarification involves breaking or scratching the seed coat to allow water and oxygen to penetrate and trigger germination. This is commonly used for tree crops like acorns and almonds. Another is hydroponics. This method involves growing the seed in a nutrient-rich solution without soil. This is commonly used for crops like tomatoes and strawberries, but can also be used for tree crops. Another po, the growth and productivity of fruit trees can be influenced by several factors, including: first, soil quality. Soil quality is a critical factor in the growth and productivity of fruit trees. Fruit trees require soil that is rich in nutrients, well drained, and aerated. Poor soil quality can limit the growth and productivity of a fruit tree by restricting access to essential nutrients and water. Another is water availability. Fruit trees require a consistent supply of water to grow and produce fruit. Insufficient water can lead to stress and reduce fruit production, while overwatering can lead to root rot and other diseases. Another is climate. The climate plays a significant role in the growth and productivity of fruit trees. Temperature and moisture levels during the growing season can influence tree growth and fruit development. Another is pruning and trimming. Okay, or I think this is trimming. Trim from the word trim, other students. Okay, so the proper pruning and trimming are essential for promoting healthy growth and optimal fruit production. Pruning and trimming can help to maintain the shape of the tree, improve light penetration, and improve the growth of fruiting branches. Another is pest and disease management. Pests and diseases can have a significant impact on the growth and productivity of fruit trees. Another is the pollination. Pollination is critical for fruit production. The presence of pollinators, such as bees and butterflies, can significantly impact fruit production. Nutrients availability. Fruit trees require a balance of nutrients, including nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium for healthy growth and fruit production. Deficiencies or excesses of nutrients can negatively impact growth and fruit production. Okay, so alright, so another is there are several methods of planting trees, including bare fruit planting. This method involves planting trees that have been grown in field, harvested, and had their roots exposed by removing the soil. These trees are typically planted during the dormant season, and their roots should be soaked in water before planting. Another is container planting. This method involves planting trees that have been grown in containers. The advantage of container planting is that the tree can be planted at any time of the year, and the roots are protected during the transport and planting. Another is the seedling planting. This method involves planting trees, seedlings that have been grown from seed in a nursery. This method is often used for reforestation projects, and the seedlings should be handled carefully to avoid damage to the roots. Another is proper techniques in the harvesting, storing, and marketing of fruits, and essential for ensuring the quality and value of the fruit. Here are some techniques to follow. Harvesting time. Fruits should be harvested at the appropriate time to ensure optimal flavor, texture, and nutrients content. Each fruit has its own ideal harvest time, which can be determined by monitoring factors such as fruit color, firmness, and sugar content. Another is handling. Fruit should be handled with care during harvesting to avoid damage to the fruit or bruising. Damaged fruits are more susceptible to spoilage and will not last as long in storage. Another is cleanliness. Harvested fruits should be kept clean and free from dirt, debris, and other contaminants. Washing fruits with water may be necessary, but care should be taken to avoid excessive moisture, which can lead to spoilage. Another is storing temperature. Fruits should be stored at the appropriate temperature to ensure optimal storage life. The ideal storage temperature varies depending on the type of fruit, but generally ranges from 32 to 50 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 to 10 degrees Celsius. Another is the humidity. Fruits should be stored in a humid environment to prevent excessive moisture loss and maintain fruit quality. Ideal humidity levels range from 85 to 95%. Another is ventilation. Fruits should be stored in a well-ventilated area to allow for proper air circulation and prevent the buildup of ethylene gas, which can lead to premature fruit ripening and spoilage. Another is marketing, packaging. Fruit should be packaged in a way that protects the fruit from damage and allows for proper ventilation. Packaging options include cardboard boxes, plastic bags, and baskets. The next is labeling. Fruits should be labeled with important information such as the fruit type, variety, and origin. This information can help consumers make informed purchasing decisions and can help aid in traceability efforts. Okay? Display. Fruits should be displayed in a way that is visually appealing and promotes the fruit's quality and freshness. Proper display techniques include arranging fruits in attractive patterns or displays and maintaining proper lighting and temperature control. Okay, my dear students, here is the activity 2. Read the following sentences and choose the correct answers inside the box. Then, write the answers in the line. So, because it is online, my dear students, you're going to write your answer in one whole sheet of paper, and then after you answer this, you're going to take a picture and then you're going to submit it in our Google Classroom subject. Okay, so for those who are not my students, you can also participate in answering these questions, and then you can send your answers on the comment section. Okay, so here are the questions from 1 to 5, and here are the questions from 6 to 10. Okay,